Welcome once again to the Bobby Cremins Show from the beautiful College of Charleston basketball locker room. This is the lounge area along with Coach Cremins. I'm Nate Ross, your host, for a lot of highlights and some big-time doings at the College of Charleston this week. Coach, you go on the road to Chattanooga and two big home games for the week. Talk about the week in general, then we'll talk about specifics.
Big week, Nate. First of all, our arch rival, local, crosstown rivalry, Citadel. They've been 2-0 in our new arena, the Coach John Kress court, and Coach Kress threatened me. He says he was tired of Citadel winning on his court. And we played very well. We have great respect for Cameron Wells, those great shooters. Then after that great victory, we had to go on the road, long bus ride, and we ran into a very hot Chattanooga team, very good Chattanooga team. They stuck it to us in a good ball game, very entertaining game.
Very good game.
Then we had to come back home for another very important game against Western Carolina, a team who is hot. They won 4 in a row. So, Nate, you know what I talk about, January, February, conference games, and they're so, so important. But it all started with the Citadel, Nate, and we had a great crowd here. Of course, again, Citadel just plays so well against us. And we get off to a great start. They see some good ball movement. And Antoine Wiggins gets us off to a good jump shot, gives us a 3-point lead. And Citadel had a lot of fans. They see Simmons inside. Beautiful slip-through move. Willis Hall. I think he scored his first 7 of the 10 points.
Yep.
And then we go inside. I love that. That's called the low-high feed. And Willis nails it. But give Jeremy Simmons a nice assist. And there's that Cameron Wells off the curl move. He's so clever. Comes right off that, gets in it. See the pass by Godlock there? Great pass. Here's a rebound, and we call this a great kick out. And you give Willis Hall tremendous assist there, and Godlock. And there's the patented floater. He misses, and Simmons on the follow-up, and he slams that home. Nate, great defense. Great anticipation by Andrew Lawrence. Great pass back, and a great finish by Godlock. And Nate, we're off to the races now, and we come up with some good intensity. Another steal by Andrew Lawrence. How about that? And Andrew Lawrence he's definitely our John Havlicek, our sixth man. Poor pass in there, and of course Cameron Wells, he's just so clever around the basket. But Nate, we were ready to play, and we had a great first half. Great pass again, Godlock to our freshman Trent Wiedemann. And just good, solid bet. Now, this is a shot before the half. How about that pass by Monroe? Now we go into the second half, Citadel tries to go to a zone, and Nate, it's so hard to defend that. I don't have enough accolades.
No, you're right.
About his range and everything else. But this kid never quits. Citadel never quits. And a nice move, good freshman player.
It's Mike Grosel.
Nice player. Grosel's going to be a good one. And Wiggins hitting a jump shot from the deep corner. I love to see Antoine get involved. Now watch this guy. We hope you'll stay and continue to watch this show because we got something special on that guy coming up. And a great pass and great finish. I love the ball movement. That's a freshman, Jordan Scott. But Nate, we got the game under control right now. And we're going to go on for a good victory here. Jordan Scott trying to duplicate, trying to be another Drew Godlock.
87-66 win over the Citadel. And then, as you alluded to a couple minutes ago, long trip to Chattanooga, great basketball.
Oh, Nate, we look like the Celtics the first 10 minutes. Look at this. We come off, we're in the dark uniforms, and, we're putting on a show. Godlock is amazing. Good ball movement by Chattanooga there, and this is a big shot. We got to get after him. He's a transfer from Georgetown, Omar with Todd. But here he goes again. Good passing. And I tell you, this was reminiscent of we were in the state of Tennessee, and I was starting to have flashbacks of the University of Tennessee.
Knoxville.
Because Monroe and Godlock were putting on a show. Look at this. Bingo. Hello. And so, but I give Chattanooga tremendous credit. And this guy, good pass. Look at this. Look at Lawrence. Great anticipation.
He's really coming into his own as a point guard.
Yeah, but I give Chattanooga a lot of credit. Good passing, good shot here. They got transfers who know how to play. And they play so well at home, Nate. And let's not forget, the SoCon tournament will be right on this court that we are watching right now. Look at Monroe. Look at the physical toughness of him. And let's not forget Chattanooga. Every time it's been in Chattanooga, they have won the championship. They get hot. We go into the second half, Nate, and I was so proud of our team. Wiggins gets hot. We actually come back and take the lead in this game. And once we took the lead, I really felt like we had a chance. Look at that passing. Nice little scoop move, avoids the charge, and lays it in. Nate, I really felt like, again, if we could have hung in there, and now you see the move. Look at this kid. He is amazing. And we're right there. Now we're going to take the lead. They score here, make it a 73-70 game. But now we're going to get the lead right here. Watch this pass. This is going to be a jump shot right here. Nope, excuse me. That's a floater. Okay. Now we got a great game. That was a backdoor that killed us. Drew fell asleep there. We had just taken the lead, and I give John Schumann a great job coaching. Now this is bad communication. Now all of a sudden we're in trouble, Nate, and Chattanooga is going to go on for a great victory for them. They were undefeated going into this game, and this game enabled them to stay undefeated. But Nate, in this conference, nobody's going undefeated. I can tell you that right now.
And you guys did the right thing. They just made crucial free throws down the stretch.
Yeah, they did, and they played a good basketball game. But I was proud of our team. We had a long bus ride home, and then we had to face the Catamounts from Western Carolina, a team that had won 4 straight.
Talk about a great start against Western Carolina, a great start.
I couldn't believe it. You know, everybody was anticipating the big happening was Drew Godlock needed 18 points to become the all-time leading scorer. Nobody, including myself, ever thought he would get it in the first half. And as you watch these highlights, he is on fire. He's hitting jump shot after jump shot. And all of a sudden, Andrew Lawrence, again, we get him in the game. Simmons is playing well. Willis Hall is playing well. And Nate, we just get off to a great start. But Drew Godlock, he breaks the record in the first half. And that was so unexpected. You know, we go into the locker room with a 20-point lead. Second half, Nate, we didn't let up. And I was so happy that Western Carolina did not get back in the game. So a great home victory for us against a team that came in here really hot. And again, it was something I didn't expect.
And Drew Godlock with 29 in the game. Andrew Lawrence, 8 points and 7 assists in the game.
Yeah, he played very well off the bench.
Our AT&T Play of the Week this week comes from the Chattanooga game. Coach Cremins loves defense, and the Cougars give him some great defense in transition right here. Chattanooga driving down the floor. Cougars in the maroon. Andrew Lawrence with a great steal. Stays inbounds. Gets it up the floor to Mr. Scott for the dunk. A great play. There's Andrew with the pass to Jordan Scott in transition and finishes with authority. Great defense. Finishes by a great dunk. Here it is one more time. You can see the anticipation of the young man from England. Andrew Lawrence gets the steal, dribbles down. Jordan Scott fills the lane perfectly and finishes for 2 on the road. A great defensive play, a great finish. Our AT&T Play of the Week.
AT&T covers 97% of all Americans. Rethink possible.
Welcome back to the Bobby Cremins Show. And Andrew Godlock will join us in a moment, the new all-time leading scorer at the College of Charleston. And with us is Ken Gustafson, the, I hate to say it, former all-time leading scorer at the College of Charleston. When you came here in 1971, we're sitting in a beautiful locker room now. Those kind of things didn't exist at the College of Charleston.
No, the college certainly has changed since I came in 1971. This facility here, the Carolina First Arena, is just fabulous. The locker rooms, the building, the hospitality suite upstairs, all of it is just really first class.
Now, when you look at Gus, it's hard to believe that this record's 36 years old. Did you ever think it would be broken?
Well, you never know. Part of your hopes will never be broken, but there have been some pretty good players that have come through, and I was just a little lucky that the record hung on as long as it did.
And you broke the record from a former teammate of yours, Sam Mead, who held the record before you.
I sure did. Sam was my first roommate at the college, and he was probably the smartest player I ever played with, and he held the record for a short time.
Does Coach Alan LaForce know of this? Because Coach LaForce obviously coached you, now the women's coach at Coastal Carolina.
I'm not sure if he knows or not. The one good thing about Coach LaForce is he made sure that I got the ball on numerous occasions every game, and that's why I have the record today.
And people don't understand, not only were you a great scorer, you were a great rebounder as well.
Yeah, I had my fair share of rebounds during my day, yeah.
And after your college career at the College of Charleston, went overseas to play in France for 3 years?
Yep, I played in Grenoble, France, where the Winter Olympics were in 1968. I tried out with the Old Virginia Squires in the ABA right after I graduated in 75 and got cut. Then when I came back after my first year in France, I tried out with the Atlanta Hawks. That was Hubie Brown's first year in the NBA after the dispersal of the ABA teams.
Interesting you bring up the NBA. You've watched Andrew Godlock for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You've watched his tremendous improvement in 4 years. You come to all the games. Does he have a chance to play at the next level, you think?
Yeah, I really think he does. It's amazing. His progression has just been phenomenal. I've never seen since 1971 a player improve so much from one year to the next. And I think this year he's 20 or 25% better than he was last year. I think he certainly has a good, legitimate shot at playing. The thing that's going to be important for him is to make sure he gets with the right team that's looking for a shooting guard.
Right. And now after your basketball career, very successful businessman now, just tell everybody what Gus is doing now.
Well, I've been in the insurance business, employee benefit business really since 1978. I took early retirement from Wachovia Insurance Services back in 2007 and then quickly got bored. Went out on my own, opened up a company called Great Underwriting Solutions, LLC, which is Gus, LLC, and that's been working out great.
And after playing days, very involved in the College of Charleston to this day.
Yes, I've been through all the chairs. I'm past president of the Alumni Association. I was actually the first president of the Cougar Club, and I currently serve as chairman of the College of Charleston Foundation Board.
So Andrew Godlock has a lot to look forward to after his basketball days.
There is very much life after basketball, and I hope Andrew enjoys it as much as I did.
Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We are back with the man of the hour. And if you don't know who this is, you've been in a cave too long. Andrew Godlock, the all-time leading scorer at the College of Charleston, joins us on Cougar Conversations, brought to you by Coca-Cola. How's that sound? All-time leading scorer at the College of Charleston. Pretty neat?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. It's surreal. So it's a great accomplishment. I feel great about it. A lot of people have been supporting me for a long time, like my parents. So it just feels great to finally accomplish something big.
Well, let's go back a little bit. First half's about over. Everybody in the building knew you needed 18. You had 16, and the place started going nuts before you even had the 18. Obviously, you knew it. How did you feel when that was going on?
It felt weird. I had a tingling feeling all through my body. I just wanted to kind of get it over with because I know people were probably expecting something. I just wanted to take a lot of pressure off me. So it felt great, though. I started getting a little emotional for a second, but it comes with the territory. It felt great.
And then you hit the three, obviously, but was it relief? Was it excitement? Was it just floating above the court? Or was it everything?
Yeah, it was a little bit of everything. Just to come from, where I came from, when not a lot of people, having my back, and then coming out and doing something like this, it just, shows how hard work pays off, and it just feels great, and especially since we got the win, it felt even better.
And a respect for you, right after that dead ball, and the whole place is standing up, and the referee just said, hold on a minute, we're not going to play for a minute. I mean, that had to feel great.
Yeah, I thought I was about to cry for a second.
That's all right. Yeah, you're allowed.
It was pretty emotional moment for me. But it felt great, like I said. It's surreal to know that some of the people on that list have all those points, and, you're ahead of them, and it's kind of, you never think things like that happen when you're small, but something you always dream about. And to accomplish that, I just feel fortunate, really blessed, and, I feel good that I made my parents proud, so.
Well, you definitely did that.
Yeah,
and about over 5,000 people as well, including your parents. Let's go back a little bit. You come here as a freshman under Bobby Cremins, and there's a guy named Dante Draper. He's not a bad player.
Yeah, it's great.
What did you learn from him? I mean, he was a great scorer as well.
Yeah, I mean, when I came here, he was leaving. But in the summertime, he worked with me a lot just on ball handling and, mental toughness, and he told me a lot about the game. I learned I got a lot of moves from him, and he taught me a lot. I mean, he's a real outstanding player. When we got here, that's all Coach was talking about. It's Dante Draper. So, I had to quickly find out who he was, and, when I played against him, he used to kill me. I mean, sometimes I wouldn't even score, and he would just score all the points. So, I learned a lot from him. I followed behind a lot of good players. And when I first got here, Tony, Marcus Hammond,
yep.
They all showed me the ropes, and I'm just thankful that I was able to be behind some people like that I could follow.
And you brought him up. I was going to bring him up, Coach Cremins.
Mm-hmm.
He's coached some pretty good scorers in his coaching career. Just talk about what he lets you do and the freedom he gives you and everybody on the basketball team, but specifically you.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a coach that just let me play my game ever. And when I came here, it was kind of like a breath of fresh air when he was just like, play your game. And the more I started to learn stuff about the game, the more he wanted me to do inside of my game. So, I'm just thankful that I got to be with a coach like that, and I'm very thankful that everything turned out the way it did. I wasn't getting recruited by a lot of schools, and I'm fortunate that I ended up here. And I don't take it for granted. I wouldn't change it for the world.
And I know you got to meet Ken Gustafson, the gentleman whose record you just broke.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the relationship with him, because that record stood for 36 years.
Yeah, I mean that's tough right there. He's very supportive of the whole process. So I was very relieved to find that out. I didn't want to be mad at me, but yeah, it was great. He supports the Cougars, and he supports everything that I've been doing. He says he's been watching me since I was a freshman, so I was very relieved.
And he talked about your great improvement. He also told us, not on camera, he knew exactly how many threes you have, and he didn't have the three-point line when he played. So he's not disputing the record, but he just brought the point up that there was a three-point line now and there wasn't one when he played.
Yeah. Well.
Last thing, and we really appreciate your time here. I know you take great pride in assists as well, and you lead your team in that category. Obviously, you lead them in points. Just talk about what it means to get those as well with the points.
I mean, you can't win unless your whole team is playing well. I know that. In order for us to be a great team, the whole team's going to have to play well, and it's not about me. When I first got here, Coach always talked about passing the ball, and that's something I take pride in as a combo guard. Passing the ball and being able to score, it really puts a lot of pressure on the defense. So,
Andrew Gavlock, the all-time leading scorer at the College of Charleston, but your career's not over. We got a long way to go in the season.
Yeah, we're only halfway done.
Thank you very much for being with us on Cougar Conversations. We'll be back with a lot more to Bobby Cremins Show right after this.
Thank you.
Welcome back once again to the Bobby Cremins Show. Coach, here's a chance where we get to look at next week's opponents, and we'll look around the NCAA, which of course is brought to you by our friends at Piggly Wiggly. Two big games coming up, App State and then Georgia Southern.
Right, Nate, let's tell our viewers exactly how the Southern Conference works. We have two divisions, North and the South.
Right.
We are in the South. And in our respective division, we play everybody twice. So 6 teams, that means we have to play 10 games. In the North Division, we play everybody at least once, and we play 2 teams twice. Now, don't get too confused. But the bottom line is we wind up playing 18 conference games, and they're very, very important games. As we get later on in the season, the 2 top teams get byes, which are very important. That means you do not have to play the first day of the conference tournament, which will be held in Chattanooga. And we'll talk about that later on. And, of course, the winner, the regular season winner with the best record, they get that National Invitational, NIT bid.
Yep.
Nate, you're right. Our conference is so underrated. It's so much more balanced. When I first came back to coaching, we had Davidson, Coach McKillop, Stephon Curry. And Nate, to be totally honest with all our viewers, it was a one-horse race. Davidson just dominated our conference. Finally, Stephon, he turned to the NBA. Things got a little bit better. Wofford took advantage of it last year, but now there's much more balance coming back to the conference. So we got to be ready to play. We got Appalachian State at home game, then we go on the road to Georgia Southern, Every conference game, Nate, is crucial. And as we go along the season, you'll understand why.
Well, you talked about the balance in the Southern Conference. There was no balance against Western Carolina, and a very, very, very special thing happened in the Carolina first reading for Andrew Godlock.
You know, Nate, recruiting is such a crazy game. I could talk all night about recruiting stories. But Drew Godlock, when I first got the job here, we had connections in Atlanta because I'd spent 19 great years in the city of Atlanta coaching Georgia Tech. And we got a phone call about this kid. So my staff sent me to Stone Mountain, Georgia. I saw him play. He had a little junk in his game, but we wound up taking him. And the rest is history, as they say. He's one of the great sleepers of all time. Of course, we had Stephon Curry in our league. But Drew Godlock, as you just saw, has become the all-time leading scorer in the history of College of Charleston basketball. And let me tell you something, folks. We have some great history here because of the legendary great coach, John Kress. So, Nate, the bottom line is I'm very proud of that young man. He's come a long way. But, Nate, individual achievements are over. Now we got to keep working for team achievements. We got some big, big games left in the rest of the season. I'm glad this record is out of the way. And again, congratulations, Drew Godlock.
Coach, you give him the freedom to do it, and he puts it in the basket. Credit to both of you and his entire basketball team, as he gave credit to them and to Ken Gustafson, the gentleman whose record he just broke. We'll be back to finish up the Bobby Cremins Show right after these messages. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back once again to the Bobby Cremins Show. For Coach Cremins and myself, Nate Ross, we want to thank you as always for watching. And this was a great week and a great show to watch and maybe even copy on DVD. Andrew Godlock becomes the all-time leading scorer at the College of Charleston, breaking Ken Gustafson's record, which lasted for 36 years. A phenomenal record, and 5,000 people saw it. And in the next 36 years, probably 20,000 people will say they were there. For Coach Cremins and myself, I want to thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on the Bobby Cremins Show.